Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are giving credit where it's due. The siblings and co-hosts of the New Heights podcast thanked Taylor Swift's fans in a fun video after their show was named Podcast of the Year at the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards on Monday. Starting out with their signature, New News, call, Jason announced the victory by throwing his hands up in the air. "We won Podcast of the Year," he shouted, with Travis replying, "Get the FK out of here," before marveling that people actually listened to this. Awards were doled out on Monday at the 6th Annual iHeart Podcast Awards presented by the Hartford Live at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. Travis and Jason were not available to attend the ceremony in person, instead pre-recording their speech while recording last week's episode. "We wish we could be there, guys, but we are honored," Travis said in the clip, released on Monday. "We are honored to accept this award. Podcast of the Year is Big ST," Jason echoed. "Listen, this is an incredible honor, especially for two jabronis like us to receive an award like this is beyond humbling." The show, which debuted in September 2022 at the start of the NFL season, which culminated in Jason and Travis becoming the first brothers to ever face off at the Super Bowl, indeed reached new heights this year amid news of Travis' romance with the biggest pop star in the world, resulting in a convergence of the show's existing fan base, dubbed the 92%ers, with the SWIFTIEs. "We would be remiss if we didn't immediately thank all the 92%ers out there, aka SWIFTIEs, who voted for us to win this award," Jason joked, earning a big laugh from Travis. "Thank you guys for everything," Travis continued, poking a little fun at the fans' tendencies to go the extra mile with, well, everything. "We truly do have the best fan base in the entire world," he said. "Thank you guys for voting every single day of every single month and every hour of that day," he trailed off. "Listen, we absolutely love making this podcast each and every week, and it is beyond rewarding when we get to find out that it resonates with so many people out there and that they get joy out of it, because we sure put a lot of that into it," Jason added. "You guys make this show what it is," Travis concluded. "We truly appreciate you guys." Fans were quick to offer their support in the comments on Instagram, with one noting that the Karma singer has also gained new fans from her involvement with the Kansas City Chiefs tight end. "Congratulations. I've been a fan since right around the time you put out the poll about what to call your fans," the listener wrote. "I love the 92%ers. I'm now a Swiftie, too, but I was a 92%er first," another commenter countered, "came as a Swiftie, but staying now as a Kelce. Best thing to come out of Travis Taylor is finding Jason Kylie." Indeed, Jason and wife Kylie Kelce, along with the entire Kelce family, have also become even more famous of figures in recent months. Back in January, the Philadelphia native and mother of three said in an interview on Good Morning America that she deeply appreciates the fan support, but also finds it a little bewildering. "I almost feel a little guilty that people are so interested and invested in what I'm doing," she shared. "I'm like, I am trying to scrape applesauce off the couch. You don't, this is not fascinating, so it's funny to me." On last week's episode, Travis tearfully paid tribute to Jason in the wake of his retirement from the Philadelphia Eagles after 13 seasons. "It was cool being the tag team of the National Football League, man. Pretty cool man," Travis said. "I didn't talk to you about it and I kinda let you do your own thing. And I couldn't have been more proud listening to you yesterday," he said of Jason's official announcement. "It's been a lot of emotions. A lot of sad emotions, a lot of exciting emotions. I mean, you got the world in your King palm right now, dude, and you got 3 little ones I know you're dying to watch grow up. It's a lot of exciting future things that we have to look forward to." While Chris Jones' deal confirms Travis Kelce is the gift that keeps on giving, it's not quite as exciting as the chase for a Lombardi trophy. Much of the Kansas City Chiefs' early 2024 offseason has been dominated by salary cap talk. That club had two big-time defensive talents, Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed, facing unrestricted free agency, and that seemed to set up a tough choice. If you can only keep one man on the roster long-term, who should it be? And while both players are technically on the books for 2024 thanks to Snead's franchise tag and Jones' extension, there's still time for things to change. If KC gets an impressive offer for the defensive back, he could still be traded away. But with all of the talk about contracts, cap hits and other financial details, one underlying detail does loom large: tight end Travis Kelce remains an incredible bargain, and his deal is the gift that keeps on giving. Before zooming in on Kelce, let's spend some time looking at the Chiefs' 2024 business and the financial realities behind the club's choices. It seemed like general manager Brett Veach would have to choose between Snead and Jones. Snead was franchise tagged, presumably as a security blanket. It keeps him on the books for 2024, but gives both parties time to work out a longer-term deal or a trade. Jones couldn't be tagged, but that's now a moot point. He and the club recently agreed to a sizable extension. And while it took some time for the financial details to reach the public, we now know a bit more about the structure of the deal. Jones' 2024 cap hit clocks in at a manageable $7.35 million, but it rises as high as $41,100,000. The other numbers, like guaranteed money, are also impressive. So, what does that mean for the Chiefs' salary cap situation this year? Well, the club is currently $5 million over the limit, but that should be relatively manageable. Snead could be traded, and there's always the prospect of a Patrick Mahomes contract restructure. Now that we've considered Jones' extension, let's circle back to Kelce. During his entire National Football League (NFL) career, the tight end has never commanded a cap hit higher than $14.8 million, which came in the 2023 season. Even as he hits new career highs during the remainder of his contract, things will top out at $19.8 million, and while that won't leave him scrounging for change in the couch, it's still relatively small by NFL standards. If we look at the Chiefs' 2024 roster, for players, Mahomes, Snead, Jawan Taylor and Joe Thuney, all command more cap space than Kelce. Justin Reid is also within touching distance of the tight end. Mahomes on his own carries a cap hit nearly 4 times larger than No. 87. If you prefer to work from a salary cap perspective, Kelce has never taken up more than 7% of the Chiefs' salary cap in a given year. Mahomes is comfortably into double digits, and Jones, barring the 2024 campaign, will remain there, too. While that makes sense from a logical perspective, a franchise quarterback, especially one who performs at an all-world level, is always going to command a massive contract. It does underscore just how much of a bargain Kelce is. He isn't the one forcing tough decisions elsewhere. If anything, his modest cap hit makes it easier for KC to keep elite talent elsewhere on the roster. Kelce isn't just affordable, though. He only furthers that with his production. Despite lining up at tight end, the Cleveland Heights product puts up receiver-level numbers. And when you consider that the top receivers are playing on contracts worth upward of $100 million, there has been room for Kelce to push higher. There's not a moral imperative for professional athletes to accept team-friendly deals. Life in the pros can be short, and there's no guarantee of another contract. It's perfectly valid to squeeze every penny today. One of the main challenges of keeping a championship window pried open is keeping the books balanced. Good players are essential for on-field success, but that success also makes everyone more expensive. And, eventually, compromises have to be made. The Chiefs haven't been an exception to that, moving Tyreek Hill ahead of the 2022 season and having to bite the bullet a few more times this offseason. But when it comes to the big picture, Kelce's contract lessens the collective crunch. Add his production. Remember, 2023 was a down year and he still ended with 93 catches for 984 yards and 5 touchdowns across 15 regular season before exploding in the playoffs, into the mix, and he's the gift that keeps on giving. The current Chiefs dynasty, quite simply, couldn't work without him.